One panel of lost sauce. Ladies first. Come on out, Monica! And where are my boys at? Come on out, gentlemen. Are you going to stand me up? Oh, this reminds me of college days. Okay. Hi, guys. Okay, there we go. And here comes Christmas. So, now here's what's unique about what's going on up here is the fact that we've got some pretty rad individuals up here that I'm very honored to be on the panel with. They have done some amazing work in the voiceover land. They have done work in places that I've never even heard of. That's how fantastic they are, and I hope to get there someday. I know, Christopher Smith, you're the voice acting ambassador for the moon.
Yes, yeah, actually.
And he's got that on lock. It's very impressive. These guys have an amazing resume. They've done fantastical things. It makes me squee on the inside. On the outside, it sounds...
It's kind of messy.
Yeah, and it's very, very high sugar content. And I don't know if we want that early in the morning. But if you guys wouldn't mind, I already know. But for everybody out here, would you mind giving us a quick rundown of some highlights? Starting with the ladies and working our way this way.
Highlights.
Highlights of life, highlights of voice acting.
Awesome. Stocking. Union stocking. Chain and fairy tale. Churro and Dead Man Wonder. Ringo and Cash Simpsons. Let's just hold it. Cake and Brotherhood. Dante and the original. A whole lot. Go to A&M. There's like 250. Yeah. Somebody actually printed it out. I was like, how many pages? 14. Wow. I was like, that's just me. It's crazy. I can't believe it. Ow. Okay, hi.
Wait, and I need 2 life highlights. What are 2 life highlights?
Life highlights. Going to Paris 2 years ago. Go to Paris.
Delish.
And another life highlight. Oh, geez, there's so many. I'm gonna say meeting Dave Grohl of the Foo Fighters because I've had a crush on him forever. And I met him. Not so much of a crush anymore.
So how does that work? When you get this crush, and then you finally meet this person, I mean, why does it no longer exist? So,
Still talented.
what was he like, oh, no, buy me a drink?
No, it was just really inebriated and sloppy.
So that's why I don't squee on the outside, because we were stumbling everywhere. And so did he hang out with you a bit, or did you just kind of meet him for a sec and then it was like, oh, I'm done with you?
Hung out for a little bit, and then actually, where is a better one? A better one. Let's forget about April.
Oh, I had one more question about
Oh, okay, what's up?
Was he like, oh, hey, Monica, Rial, hold on. And then he was like, oh, look, a drum set. Well, how'd those get there? And then he started playing drums or
That would be
something?
awesome.
They didn't have, okay. Sorry, but your other life highlight.
I'd say instead of that one, when I was 13, I had a huge crush on Corey Feldman when I met Corey. That was lame. But
Who
he was
doesn't have a crush on Corey? That's my
awesome. Me now.
Okay, yes. Okay, cool.
That
All right,
was
Alexis.
one of you at this table.
Let's see. Some highlights, anime highlights. I was Mocha and Rosario plus Vampire. I was Mishimi Sakurai. Julia Titan in FMA, The Sacred Star of Milos. Mizuki in Baka and Test. Yamada's Eros Deity and Migata HK. So many nerdy shows. come out in the United States, and when I went over there, Sekirei Season 2 had just come out on Blu-ray, and there were posters of Musubi on skyscrapers. It was so cool. And I was with one of my little Japanese friends who lives there, and I was like, that's me, that's me. She's like, what? I'm like, no, that's me. And she's like, but you here? I'm like, no.
Did you just go, no! Listen to what I'm saying.
So I had this picture of like Musubi on a skyscraper in the middle of Akihabara, Tokyo, and it was really cool. It was really surreal. I was like, let's see. Second life highlight, I guess, is I just recently started working with film acting, which has been a dream of mine since I was little. So,
Mr. Williams, hit us with some of that talent steak.
Okay.
It's
Now put the
about-
Febreze police right there in the front row.
I know, you guys have done a great job this week.
Yes. The
Febreze
convention
police.
is safe because of you.
If you've met the Febreze police, you have a problem. They're very cool.
Oh man, George Santomé, Yu Yu Hakusho. Respect. Dr. Giro, Mercenary Tao, Supreme Kai, El Kai Kamito Kai, Dragon Ball Z. Oh my God, let's see. Father, Brotherhood. Say it again. Yes, Charted. Black Cat. A little Mao. Oh yes, and Bull. Mustache.
What about what about some highlights of the night for you?
Oh, some highlights. That's where I go. That's all I can think about is like, well, being a dad. I know. You know what? But a highlight with that was when my kid actually graduated high school, and I only knew it 3 hours before the ceremony happened. It was
Is it like a Ferris Bueller's Day Off type situation where it's like he learned his lesson and then, okay, I gotta go graduate?
Oh my God, it was exciting. I just couldn't believe it. It was actually happening. You know, it was going to be a bad thing.
Like,
And
to
then
become a
it
mercenary.
wasn't. And then it wasn't. It was a happy occasion.
So then that was number one. And
That
then
was
number
number
two.
one. Number two, does it count meeting Todd Haberkorn?
The check is in the mail. Sign sealed, delivered. It's yours.
We're all squeaking on the outside.
Mr. Christopher Smith.
Sir, yes sir.
Let's hear some of this beauty.
Christopher Smith, Keaton in Gurren Lagann. Headmaster Kyan Cross in Vampire Nights. Major Peter Soyuz in Full Metal Alchemist Sacred Stars Muse. The new voice for Captain Bright Noah in Gundam Unicorn. I'll get to games. Yeah. On my way to Texas, by the way, to get a little Funimation love, so I'm very happy for that. I don't get to go out there that often, but going there from here. As far as games, let's see, World of Warcraft. I'm Superman in Mortal Kombat vs. DC. I am the Joker in Lego Batman 2.
I played that game, and it sounds pretty good.
It looks really good. And other stuff. Blah, 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 me, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Skyrim! Right. Well, I call it Skyrim.
Skyrim, Street Fighter, Voice of God. Come on, Chris, get with it.
I'm sorry, it's Sunday morning. I'm not really here.
What about your life highlights? You gotta
life-
give us 3 now.
Oh, gee.
Because you forgot Skyrim.
That would be one of them. Work in reverse order. Number 2, working with an idol of mine named Rob Paulson, who I worked with on Lego Batman 2. You may know him better as Pinky of Pinky and the Brain. Yakko Warner from the Animaniacs, and I don't remember which ninja we were Raphael, and anyway, the list goes on and on. He was the Riddler to my Joker in in Lego Batman, and he is just a fantastic guy and unbelievably talented and very, very gracious and a pleasure to work with. I worked with him, and then in the same week, I worked with Maurice LaMarche, who was Brain. So I got Pinky and the Brain in 1 week. It was, yeah, it's like bucket list. There you go.
Now you gotta sing the song.
I do it.
It's funny you say, I don't sing, someone tosses you mic. All right, here we
If
go.
I have to. Oh, like a microphone in front of my face like this. Number one, I'm stealing it from Kent as being my son's dad. It's, you know.
Right on, rad.
No denying.
Good stuff.
What's his first anime?
What's his first anime? Oh, jeez. What does he watch? He's an avid gamer, so he's more about the game titles that I'm in. Although I have to say, up until Skyrim, he'd be like, "Hey, dude, check it out. Yeah, what? I'm Mortal Kombat. I'm Superman. What do you think?" And he's like, "Yeah, whatever, Dad. It's not Halo." and then Skyrim came out, and he was like, it doesn't really sound like that. Don't make those faces. But I just do it for dramatic effect.
Well, there's the Mass Effect anime coming out.
There is the Mass Effect
You
anime.
might like that.
You might like that. We did watch the Halo. I would say probably the Halo anime that Funimation did. That would probably be the first thing we watched anime-wise together.
Rad. Very cool. Master Chief Love. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Very nice. There's an awesome lot of highlights.
I'm liking them.
For me, I vet the kid in Soul Eater. He grew in Ron High School postcard. Cairo and Sergeant Frog. Italy and Natalia. There's Alan and T. Grayman. There's Nancy and Fairy Tale. There's a lot of Nuki and Holland. There's a lot of cool things out there. I'd say life highlights, meeting Luke Skywalker was a highlight of mine, because in that day, so I got to meet Mark Hamill, and so he's like by himself hanging out, the Joker, awesome. I'm meeting him out back, and he's like smoking a cigarette, which is an essential tool for any voice actor. He's back there doing that, and I smoke a pack a day. Oh wait, that's me. But anyway, no, I only smoke candy cigarettes, and it's really weird because when you light those up, they just melt. So he's back there, and he's smoking a cigarette. He's hanging out, and I'm like, man, I've met Mark Hamill. This is awesome. And I know he's not going to remember me, so I can squee a little bit over him, because if I ever meet him again, it'll be like the first time. It'll feel like the very first time. So he's back there, and so we're hanging out and talking to him, and we've had our moment. And so I'm walking away to walk out the door, and like my handler's like, "Do you just want to hang for a second?" I go, "I do. I want to see just the Hamill be in his natural environment." And then all of a sudden, someone comes to the door. This tall dude, just like walking along. He's got a cane, and the cane is a lightsaber. And I'm like, "Well, who's this Joker?" It was Chewbacca, the guy that plays Chewie. And so yeah, and who actually lives in Texas. And so they met, and they hugged and had a good moment. And then I'm like, wow, there's Luke, there's Chewie. And then what happened was, and so I'm like, wow, this can't get any better. So I'm about to walk in, and I hear something out of the corner as I'm walking by in. And this is a loud event, but this is kind of outside, it's quiet, and I hear, and I look up, and it's a TIE Fighter, and it is just landed in the back here. You guys know who Vader is, right? Yeah. Vader comes out. Well, Hamill's on his arm with this cigarette, and the cane that he's using is a lightsaber, but it's a non-working lightsaber. Luckily, I was cosplaying as a Jedi. Vader comes over there, and he's ready to kill Mark Hamill. I pull out my lightsaber. I duel with Vader right there. He makes me winded, and it almost kills me, but at the end, Vader realizes that he's actually good. And then he took the Emperor, threw him in front of a bus, and he got hit. But it was his last thing. He died after that. But I got to fight Vader, meet Chewie, and Mark Hamill. It was pretty cool. That's one thing. Pretty much everything after thought came out didn't happen, but I thought it happened. The second live pilot would be moving to LA and working in LA. That was, I talked to Chris about that and Kent about that. They were very helpful in kind of making that happen and giving me the confidence to do that and stuff. And I went out there, and it's been great. And I've been hanging out with good friends and working out there. And it's a lot of fun to work on all the titles that you kind of grow up with, like Street Fighter, and being a part of Street Fighter, and being a part of a lot of other video games and shows that I really wish I could talk about, but like, because they always give these games code names. Like if you're going to work on, World of Warcraft or something, they're going to give it the title of like, Ringworm. Some kind of weird title that has nothing to do with it. And then when you go and see what the game is, it's really cool, that feeling of like, oh man, this is that game. This is the Team Haberkorn video game. I can't believe I'm working on it. And that kind of fun stuff. So it's been great to be out there. That's all about us, and so I think.
Can I actually jump in here?
Yeah.
I do have a third life.
Please.
Yes. I occasionally get to actually cast projects. Production companies will come to me and they will say, hey, you have, you know all these voice actors. We need these characters. We need voices for these characters. Can you see who you know that would be good for these characters? And there was one particular project that I was doing, and it became my absolute pleasure to cast Mr. Todd Haberkorn as a singing potato.
Yes, that's we had to sing these songs like, I can't live without my water, water is the drink for me.
That's it. Yeah, I played the evil singing sugar cube.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I was outside the little recording area hearing you sing it and do it. It was very
my
cool.
Broadway routine.
Yeah. It was awesome. But we get to our paths cross. Like I know, Monica has directed and she's written, and Chris just told you, you've been producer on projects as well as a voice actor, and so everybody kind of does a little bit of everything. And so that's what I was talking about yesterday when I said some of you that want to be voice actors, maybe you find that you want to do other things when you start going along on this path and do other things like they've done. Like I know Kent is not only a voice actor, he's a very prolific stage performer, and he's an instructor, and he's a puppeteer, and all that. So everybody does something else on here. And Alexis was talking about getting into film acting and such. So, when you talk about wanting to be a voice actor in anime and things like that, you should know that it's probably not going to be just anime. That would be like me wanting to be a chef, and I say, I only want to make raspberry tarts. That's it. No, screw those other desserts. Just raspberry tarts. You won't be a very successful baker. But Vic will eat at your bakery all the time because he loves raspberry.
But he won't leave a tip.
You gotta wait. But everybody does other things up here. In fact, have I been accurate about the other things that you guys do within the industry, or are there other things what do you, like Monica, how did you fall into the directing and the writing? Was it something you were like, I want to do that, or was it a necessity for the production, or how did that work?
Well, the adapting, it was kind of, we were going to show back at ADV, and the show had been written very poorly. I'm not going to tell you what it is. But it had been written very badly, and I was like, hey, can I give it a shot? It can't be any worse than this.
I will go ahead and tell you what show it was. It was the animated Jersey Shore season 1.
I didn't realize we all had our own. I thought we were still here. I kind of just did it from there. And then the directing, I had an interest in it, and Colleen was kind enough to let me come up and direct Holland with the
We did a lot of them. It was a lot of hours. And so what do you prefer, like, as far as writing or directing more? What do you like more?
Well, I'd like to direct again in the future, but the writing. The writing is my big home. I really like the adapting. It drives some people nuts, but I like the whole puzzle aspect of it. I guess
Cool. What about you, Alexis? Is there, like, outside of the...
I did a lot of theater before I got voice work. That's where I started. So I do theater whenever I can still. It's just that it's a huge commitment, so I don't do it as often. I do voice work. As I said before, I'm getting into film, and I also started teaching theater workshops to middle school and high school kids.
Cool. How would you say, because a lot of times, we kind of take for granted what people realize about the industry and things like that. How is getting the voice acting script, working with a voice acting script different than, say, a theatrical script on stage? How are those two dynamics different?
Well, first of all, when you do a theater production, you get that script for a long time. You get to, look over the script, you can mark it up, you can take it home with you, you can spend as much or as little time as you want on it, and you have months or weeks to develop a character, whereas when we go into the booth, you see that script for the very first time, and you will never see it again. So it's what we call cold reading, which means seeing it for the first time. You don't have any time to prepare. The director may be kind enough to kind of give you some insight into what's going on in the scene, but not always. So you kind of just have to go in and be a really good cold reader and improver too. So that's why I always recommend theater to people that want to get into voice work, because it helps a lot.
Well, with Kent, with everything that you do, like out of all the differently you do everything, what do you like to do out of all the stuff that you do?
What do you mean, what do I like?
But best, what are you most comfortable with as far as everything you do, from the puppetry to the on-stage stuff, to on-camera stuff, to the voice acting, to
I'm most comfortable with stuff. I'm most comfortable with stuff with kids. Those of you, if anybody did my kabuki workshop or my combat workshop yesterday, I go down preschool with that stuff. If you can imagine, kindergarten body slamming. It's pretty awesome.
Now, you like working with kids in the sense that, an adult has a lot of demands. They want things like running water, electricity, Wi-Fi. Where kids are like, I'll do it for a piece of candy. Is it that aspect, or?
Well, it's just I don't know. Somehow I have a high threshold for kids, but I don't necessarily have the same patience for people my own age, for my peers. There's something about, behaving immaturely as an immature person, but behaving immaturely as a grown person, I just can't handle it very well.
It would be inappropriate. A kid at a restaurant, filling his diapers with some knowledge is totally okay, but an adult doing that, it's no patience for it.
No, I'm over that. I like teaching. Teaching is a love. It's an accidental love. I was going to go to medical school, and just on a lark, I auditioned for our alma mater, SMU, and then continue to rue that I just know.
What were you going to do as a doctor? Like Dr. Williams?
No, I want to be I want to be a pediatrician. I want to be general practitioner for kids. I just have an affinity. I have an affinity for children.
So you're that ice cream truck I hear at 9 p.m. every night. It's like the kid, you're like, pick any ice cream you want. There's no ice cream in this freezer.
That's how I build my puppets.
They're so lifelike. So as a pediatrician, you would have been like Dr. Patch Adams. That would have been you.
The little nose, maybe more like a puppet. Yeah.
Okay, well, cool, very cool. Good to know. And you, Chris, the big costume. What about you as far as the aspects of the industry that you have discovered? Voice acting kind of found you, or did you seek voice acting out?
Oh, no. This is what I've wanted to do since I was 6 years old, and watching Kimba and Speed Racer and Astro Boy and all the classic movies. Can I use this one? I can. But I said never mind. Is that? Are you?
Yes.
Monopolizing that.
There we go.
It's been the direction for me. Voiceover's been the direction for me my whole life. Very, very lucky to study with the people that I got the chance to study with.